Hello, my good people. My name is Dr. J Life of Break the Cycle. And this is an invitation. This is an invitation for you to join us in the morning from 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. over the next 90 days. We have a financially fit challenge. It takes 90 days to break a cycle and create a new cycle. 90 days. And there's some financial principles, some financial commandments. Financial commandments. The parable of the 5 talents. God said, I have given every one of you a measure of wealth. And of your judgment on whether or not you come to the wedding feast in the kingdom is, were you a good steward of the measure of wealth that I personally invested in you at birth? It's called the birthright to the tree of life. Every person that is born, David said, in my mother's womb, you formed me and called me to be a prophet. So when God is speaking about the parable of the 5 talents, he said, I've given every one of you a measure of wealth. Just like the baby Messiah, 3 wise men came and gave him his inheritance, his birthright, on the very first day that he was born. And this is what God was telling you. He said, I am no respecter of persons. Every last one of you, I've given you your birthright at birth, your birthright to the tree of life. He said, to some I've given 1 golden talent. A golden talent is the wealth that the royals carried. The poor people carried mites. The lady, when she went into the temple, she threw in 2 mites, 2 dimes, 2 pennies, pocket change. But there's another text that says, come exchange with me gold tried in the fire. This is God talking again. This is a financial covenant over and over and over and over throughout the word. And because he showed Joseph financially how to save the world when famine was coming, God showed him a vision, and it was a financial vision, and it was a financial business plan and an investment plan. He showed him that famine was coming. So God said, I'm going to bless the land for 7 years before the 7 years of famine. And then he told Joseph, create a banking system, create banking storehouses all throughout the land, in cities attached to fields that you will harvest and bring into the storehouse bank. And he told him a very specific amount to save and invest in the bank to give back to the people during the famine. So because God had already showed them a financial covenant with Joseph when he was coming to the people who was in bondage again, he says the parable of the 5 talents. And he says, I'm coming and I'm expecting a return on my investment, no matter what. To some I've given 1 talent, to some I've given 2 talents, to some I've given 5 talents. And he went to each one of them and he expected them to have double. That's called compounding interest. Compounding interest. The banks use it against you. Compounding interest. The banks use it. When you get a 30-year mortgage, it has compounding interest on it. But do you know in economics, you're taught how to have compounding interest work for you? It's called residual income. So I have some business individuals and I have the receipts that these business individuals did in the 90s. This is Auntie Lorraine and Uncle Kenny. And 8:30 in the morning to 9:30. Auntie Lorraine and Uncle Kenny. Auntie Lorraine wrote this book, Your Move, Game Over, teaching these principles based off of a company that allows you to have compounding interest and get paid residually like the banks charge you. This industry is called direct sales. This is my Aunt Sheila. Aunt Sheila pioneered the incentive structure in direct sales industries where they will reward the top earners every 90 days with a massive event. And she created that celebrity cruise for Tom Joyner in the morning show. The flight jock, Tom Joyner, that cruise that all of y'all go on, iHeartRadio. This woman was such an innovator in the 90s in the direct sales industry. This is my oldest mom's sister, and Auntie Lorraine and Aunt Sheila. Or top earners so in 2015, I was approached by one of the top private held companies called 5 Links. They were already doing hundreds of millions of dollars a year as a company, but they felt like they were only getting 70%, 60% out of their direct sales distributors. And so, as a large private held company, they reached out to me to get corporate training and corporate inspiration to help their team go from 70% to 100 to 120 to maximize their efforts. So I reached out to my partner, Eric Thomas, and I saw 30 plus individuals. Once again, we were hired to provide the training. The training at their 90-day events to come in and be corporate trainers. And during the 90-day events, during the 90 days, do a 90-day game plan and inspire and inspire and inspire and inspire and inspire them to increase their productivity and increase their revenue during the 90 days. And then come at the large corporate training event, which was an award ceremony to reward them for hitting their goals and surpassing their goals. That's how you launch businesses. And so we are doing we're doing a 90-day financially fit challenge with a direct sales company called Ameriplan. This is a wellness health insurance product at a time where President Donald Trump is slashing and burning everything that was Democratic, Obama, so Obamacare, all of the stuff that there's no telling what's going to happen to Medicaid, Medicare. So the poorest individuals who receive Medicaid, Medicare, Obamacare, all of these things are questionable and up in the air now. But Ameriplan, every morning from 8:30 to 9:30, we're going to give people an opportunity to do the same thing with Ameriplan now that Thomas and them did with 5 links in 2014 and 2015. And with our training, they did $200 million profit in 2014 and 2015. I personally saw individuals making $70,000 a month. 30 people of color just like us in that business were making more than $1 million annually, 30 of them. Many in that group of 30 were making more than $10 million a year. They have platinum status, then they have diamond status. Platinum is you making above $1 million. Diamond is you making above 10 million. Okay? All around the country, this is happening. You have a gentleman by the name of Holton Bugs down in Tampa, Florida, out of the projects of Tampa. Selling a product of coffee in a company called Organo Gold. But because they didn't put their coffee in stores and they let people sell it and then they attach the compounding interest, residual income, where every time somebody purchases that coffee that they love, you get paid over and over and over every time they order their coffee, every time they order their coffee. I know people all over the country who was buying that coffee. But this man, by himself, made $200 million over a span of like 10 years, 15 years. By himself, he built a team large enough selling coffee. Okay? Those opportunities don't exist working. Because working, there's no compound. You cannot ever get wealth. You can't. It's impossible. And so to be obedient to the commands that God has given, he said, why didn't you take your measure of wealth that I gave you and apply the principle that I taught Joseph and put your measure of wealth in with the bankers? He was saying, go compound your interest. All right. So we have a schedule. We have a mastermind group. I'm going back to Thomas Felder and the 30 people and all of that. But when I talk to Auntie Lorraine and Uncle Kenny, there's so many of our brothers and sisters who didn't respond in 2014 and 2015. There's so many of our brothers and sisters who didn't respond with them in the 90s. And they said, listen, the second 90 days, we're going to go and get the heavy hitters. And I'm not even going to do that. What I am going to do is I'm going to give our people, I'm going to give y'all a 2-week head start. 2-week head start to be the basement floor foundation of this launch. All right. And I'm going to give you the opportunity. I'm going to give you the same exact formula that these multimillionaires did in this 2 weeks. So up until February the 13th. All right. So this is the schedule. So you are a masterpiece, mastermind group, VIP. Okay. This is the pre-launch. All right. It's going to be 4 phases, 4 90-day game plans that we're going to do this year. All right. So when you get this video, call 10 people. Forward it out to 10 people. It's YouTube. That's why I'm doing it like this. Call your people, send them the link. Say, listen, we got an opportunity to join this masterpiece VIP group and do what Aunt Sheila and them was doing since the 90s. All right. So when you get this, send it out. 8:30 to 9:30. We're gonna do the first call. Then I'm gonna come right back at 10 a.m. Right? So have your 10 people on. When you get this tonight or whenever you get it, have your people on at 8:30. When your 10 people get on at 8:30, we're gonna give them an opportunity to join this VIP group and put their slots This is life-changing wealth and wellness health insurance at the same time. Then at 10 a.m., we're going to do another 10 to 11. Then after you get off the call at 8:30, at 9:30, send a link out, send the information out, 10 more people. 10 to 11, you're going to get off the call. Now, it's going to be 30 minutes. From 10 to 10:30. Then I'll be right back at 12 noon. Send it out. Send out this video. Send out whatever information we give you. Invite 10 more people. We're going to position them and put them in a position to where once we bring the heavy hitters, they all going to raise all of y'all up, and it's going to create that residual. And then after 12 noon, 12 to 12:30, I'll let you off. Invite 10 more people. At 12, after 12:30, come right back at 2 to 2:30. Invite 10 more people to 2 to 2:30. Coming right back at 4, from 4 to 4:30. We're going to repeat that cycle over and over and over again. They're going to get on the call. We can give them an opportunity to invite people to join their team in the VIP group. Then starting at 6 p.m., we're going to do webinars in the evening. And the webinar is going to show them how they can utilize the wellness product to increase everybody in their family's health and generate wealth to them and they family members that they put on their team. And then at 6 o'clock, we'll go from 6 to like 7. We'll come back at 8, from 8 to 9. We'll do the last one at 10. 3 webinars to seal the deal with everybody that y'all invited and they heard what's up and all of that. And we're going to do that every single day. Every single day for 90 days. And on April the 17th, we're going to have a massive reward, or really a whole week, because we're doing a fitness challenge with this too. Let's get in the beginning fit. This is a part of the benefits package for the people in our company. We have a company, Break the Cycle. We have a nonprofit, Adonai Community Mission. And Google and all of the people in Silicon Valley, they do this. Because the employers say, if we're going to offer you health insurance and pay for it, we're also going to give you an incentive to have a healthy workforce. Google and them, they created gyms downstairs. They had an incentive program. Silicon Valley had an incentive program where you could get paid for coming in. You could get extra bonus money for coming in early and working out. They sponsored gym memberships, all of that. This is exactly what we're doing. We're doing let's get in the beginning fit 90 days. Let's get in the beginning financially fit in 90 days. Let's get in the beginning spiritually fit in 90 days. Let's get our in the beginning marriage covenant. The in the beginning I do. Garden of Eden marriage covenant. Makeovers. We talk about total transformation. Let's go back to the original creation at the hand of the Creator. Your marriage. This is all based off of text. Beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper, be in health, even as your soul spiritually prospers. And the beloved is your marriage covenant. 4 Ds of dominion. Beloved, marriage covenant. I wish above all things that you prosper, financially fit. Let's get in the beginning marriage fit. Let's get in the beginning financially fit. Let's get in the beginning wellness makeover fit. Physically fit. Let's get in the beginning spiritually fit, even as your soul spiritually prospers. In 90 days. It takes 90 days to break a cycle and create a brand new cycle. All right? This is the challenge. 8:30 to 9:30. Get off, send it out, invite 10 more people. 10 to 10:30. Get off, invite 10 more people. 12 to 12:30. Get off, invite 10 more people. 2 to 2:30. 4 to 4:30. And then 6, everybody be ready. Seal the deal. Because this train, this arc, this daughter, this financial arc is going to glory. All right? Time to get into the art. See y'all in the morning.